And finally has a Blu-ray and DVD release date. It is releasing on September 23rd, 2025. It's also coming out digital later this month as well, I think. And yeah, it seems that Superman was actually a pretty successful movie, making $331 million domestically as well. Yeah. It also made nearly $600 million globally and will likely pass that by the end of its box office run as well. So, Superman, unlike Fantastic Four, has actually made money for Warner Bros., unlike Fantastic Four, where it's continued to do poorly for Disney every single week. Meanwhile, Superman continues to be a huge, massive success for not huge, massive success, a minor success for DC as well. Considering the Fantastic Four is another sequel in the same Marvel in the MCU, meanwhile the DCU, not the DCEU, okay, the DCU this is actually the first movie, which means the movie needs to be good for audiences to want to return for more DC movies. And I think for a first film in the DCU, they did actually a pretty decent job looking at the box office wise as well. For example, Iron Man, the first movie in the MCU, didn't really make too much money at the box office, but it did enough for him to continue toward continuing the MCU and continuing the Marvel Universe to where it is today as well, including stuff like Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War would have not happened if it wasn't for Iron Man as well. Okay, usually the first movie in a franchise is usually not always going to be the billion-dollar grossing movie or the highest grossing movie in the franchise. Okay, Sonic is another example of this. The first movie didn't really do amazing at the box office, only making $300 million. Again, that is mostly due to the pandemic, but the second movie did pretty well as well, doing way better domestically than the original, and doing way better internationally than the original. And then the third movie in the franchise, Sonic 3, did nearly $500 million globally, or around $500 million globally. Again, Sonic isn't as big as Superman, obviously, but the Sonic movies still were huge successes for Paramount as well. Okay, they were still huge successes as well. And for Superman, I still think DC is still pretty proud of this movie's gross, considering the fact that there's the first DCU movie, and I think they're probably planning on making more DCU movies afterwards. But we'll wait to see how the movies fare in the future. Because again, if the DCU does well, it proves that superhero fatigue isn't a real thing. It's mostly because Marvel keeps shooting itself in the foot by making bad movies like Thunderbolts and Captain America Brave New World, and now Fantastic Four. Yes, they may all be critically acclaimed, but doesn't mean the movies are successful. For example, there are tons of movies that are critically acclaimed, but don't have huge box office hits or successes. And that's all this video here. Goodbye.